Okay.
Yay! I'll
Okay.
keep the racism down.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is our first ever just book chat. There,
Oh, I like this. This is pretty.
the yeah, Cecil did it.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So
Big
there's no
props to
game.
Cecil. This is neat. I like
Oh,
this.
thanks, man.
Yeah, Cecil thing. So we are not playing no games. It's just completely book talk and whatever talk. It's just
Yep.
as you could say, BSing.
Yes.
Okay.
Shooting the breeze.
Right, right, right. So yeah, so we actually also do have a book uh club thing on
Oh
Goodreads.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So let me
Let me.
just get that. Let me.
You want me to get the link for
Oh
you, or do
yeah,
you
yeah.
have
Sure,
it?
you can get the link.
Okay.
Sure, I'll let my mod do do
Do
that.
mod stuff.
Yeah, the moddy stuff. Okay, so we also in chat we have Cecil. So
Hello.
yeah, and we have Rune Rune.
Yes, I am not a standard person here. I
No,
just
he.
occasionally show up where I'm not wanted, so it's okay.
Oh
No,
no, no,
I'm like
no,
the U.S. government. It's fine.
no, no, no. That's not. That's not. Okay.
No, no, no. We all
that
know the
sure is.
dynamic here. It's if I start gaining any ounce of self-confidence, this world is screwed. So it's
Oh,
fine.
oh,
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 girl,
oh, oh.
girl.
Okay. So the books for January were Cecil's pick, and but first of all, let me just say this: we are doing our main books were basically series that we wanted to read to
Right.
to get off our bookshelves or whatever.
Yeah.
Cecil's thing was the um Vampire
Vampire Chronic.
Chronicles,
Yeah.
which is fine because I wanted to read those too. And mine is a detective one that takes place in feudal Japan.
Yeah. And I think your series is called like the Sano Ichiro series or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. At least you pronounce it probably way better than I did because I butcher names and stuff like that.
Oh no, no, it's
So
fine.
basically, our main books are going to be like of series. And it's kind of good because you don't really have to read the first, second, or whatever to understand
Yeah. I
really
love that.
the story. I don't know further on with Anne Rice's, but yeah. Anyways, Cecil, since January was your month, do you want to start?
Nope. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, no, okay. So yeah, so this month we okay, so this whole yeah, the series I picked was definitely like the Vampire Chronicles. I had read Interview with the Vampire long time ago, really enjoyed it, enjoyed the movie, and I had the Vampire Lestat like for the longest and never got to read it. And so we were like discussing series to do. I was like, well, I'll do this one. Vampire Lestat was iffy. So we started Queen of the Damned.
Mm.
I started the audiobook and Willow. I think you had the print, right? You had the
I
physical.
had the physical copy. Yes,
Right,
yes.
yeah. So yeah, I guess we could start by discussing a little bit about what we thought of Queen of the Damned and what ended up happening and what may happen in the future with this series. I'll start and just say that I think for the foreseeable future, this is going to be something, and I'm not even sure about this myself, that I'm gonna probably solo this series. So I don't know how far I'm gonna get. We will see, but for right now, it's on the back burner. Um,
Mm,
so I am now deciding between two other replacement series for the next time that I my month comes up.
mm.
But yeah, and Willow definitely has some thoughts on this book and the
That doesn't
series in
sound good.
general.
It sounds like it was very difficult for Willow to go through.
Oh, very,
Oh.
very.
Ah. Oh, is it
Mm.
my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay, okay. Okay, so I DNF'd it. I DNF'd it.
Mhm.
Um I had a couple of issues about the book. If you have read Interview with the Vampire, you will remember that Lestat changed Claudia, which was a child.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that he did. But the premise was that you were not allowed to change children. That was like a big no-no in
Yeah.
in the vampire world. Okay?
Yeah, there's like a coven, right? Like one of the first covens or something. They
Yeah,
had that rule
something
set.
like that. It was
Yeah.
just something that you weren't supposed to do. It was a no-no,
Yeah.
blah blah
So
blah, right?
very taboo.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And so because Claudia was a child, she was an abomination, and she also killed, they thought she killed Lestat. She was put to the death. Um,
Yeah.
and Lewis was kind of punished, even though he didn't change her.
Mhm.
But she was. I'm going back so you'll maybe understand why.
Yeah, I gotta set it up. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So and of course we. Oh, I'm echoing, Cecil, on your end.
Oh, I have all my sound down too.
Oh, I don't
Sorry
know.
about that.
Is it Cecil or is it me?
Oh, maybe it's you. I don't know. Is somebody? I'm echoing. Like I could hear
I'm
myself.
not lighting up when I hear you or when you're talking, so I don't think
Oh,
it's me.
but
Okay, let me check my
do
stuff.
you have
You, I have your stream up, but it's basically muted. So
oh, well, I'm just saying I hear it.
Okay.
So,
yeah, like
yeah.
I've got everything going through my headset too.
Oh,
So if
so
Same.
well,
I'm
I'm
not
just saying, I'm just
I'll
saying,
mute the
right?
stream so that way
Yeah.
hopefully that fixes it. I don't
I don't
know.
know. But okay, so anyways, um I see I still hear myself. That's weird. Okay, anyways,
Oh, that is weird.
All right, let me see. It could be my laptop being goofy.
it is cuz I tell you, you're recording me and it doesn't work.
No
S-
blackmail is
So
ineffective.
yeah, so then so that was the premise of one of the premise in Interview with the Vampire. Then we get to Lestat. Lestat one was you basically learn the history of Lestat, okay?
Hmm.
Mhm.
And they made the same thing. You don't change kids. That was one of the things they said. Don't change kids, right?
Mhm.
Well, we get to Queen of the Dam. I am reading it, and it gets to this one part where there's a female, and she is riding a bike, like a motorcycle, and she's 14 years old, and she was changed by a vampire. The vampire had no consequences. He's still roaming the thing. She's 14 years old. I'm like, where is the
How long
consequence?
ago was she changed?
She was 14. It doesn't matter. She was 14 when she
Well,
changed.
I only asked because in certain at certain time periods when you were like 14, 15 years old, you were
No,
considered an
this was
adult.
more recently.
So.
This was supposed to be like 1980.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
Yeah.
But even when Lestat was changed, and he was changed in the 1800s, it was still a no-no to change a child. That was
Hmm.
that's the thing. Okay,
Yeah.
so I I was like, wait, where is the consequences of this? Like, okay,
Yeah, nobody's getting in trouble, but
no
they
one's
made it
getting
like
into
they made it
trouble.
they made it this big whole thing, and this one chapter is like this whole chapter going on about. I was like, oh, okay, so this is bad.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay. And I told Caesar, I said, I will continue to read it, but if there's another one, I'm out. Because it's like diddling. I'm sorry to say this, if people find it, it's like diddling a kid.
It's weird.
It's weird. It's a weird ass thing. It's grown ass people turning children into vampires that will never develop. Never.
I know. Yeah.
It's just weird.
That's the same conversation I had with my wife when she made me watch Twilight, and I'm like, "This, how is everybody okay with this? This is like beyond pedophilia. This is so bad. Dude's like thousands of years old, and he's basically dating the equivalent of a child in his eyes. That's so bad."
Okay. And then she goes to this house and she knows that somebody's there and she says that they know that she's there because she's not being very quiet about it. And the person opens the door and it's a 16-year-old boy.
Mm.
It's a child. I don't care what we think when we're 16 years old. They're still a child. I was done.
Yeah.
Done.
You were like, I'm out.
I'm done.
She was
Because
like,
there's no consequences. This was a big thing. This is why Claudia, one reason why Claudia was literally she was killed because one, she was an abomination because she was a child, and because she killed supposedly because they didn't know that he was still alive, Lestat. And then in Lestat they said you don't change children. I'm sorry, it's a child. It was in 1980. It's a child. It is a child. I don't care. Don't give me that. If they bleed, they're old enough to breed. Okay,
oh
I'm sorry.
God.
I'm done. I was done with the vampire thing. I'm done.
So yeah, that series has been sunset.
For me, it's
I
done.
will be.
I'm amazed that she even became so popular with such just way out there. I mean, she liked them young. Her husband was young when they married, so
Oh, he was. Yeah, that's right. He sure
yeah,
was.
yeah. So
Pretty much was like. I think he was like
19.
barely. Yeah, he's like
He was
yeah,
19 when they married. So where do you meet somebody?
and she was 40, I think. Right? I think.
Well,
Oh
she was
no.
20. She was 20 years older than him at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, fine. You marry them when they're an adult, fine. But still, you would have to have known that person when they were still younger.
Yeah, it's not like you met him like when he was 19. It's oh, I'm married.
Like,
I mean,
like
maybe,
was
maybe.
it an arrange? Because if it was an arrange, I'll let it slide.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
doesn't say it was an arranged marriage. He was 19 when they married.
Oh
So
man.
that means that she either was teaching in the school, he bagged her groceries and something else.
Oh no.
I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. I can't. I can't. I can't.
Oh,
I'm
God.
sorry. I can't. I can't.
Yeah. Oh man.
I can't.
But that leads in to the next book, which was much more fun.
Yes.
And is possibly going to be the replacement for the Vampire Chronicles. I'm deciding between two different series, and this might be the one.
Yeah.
Uh
Because the other one you haven't read yet.
I haven't read the other one yet, yeah. But this book, oh my okay, so our secondary book was Death by Dumpling by Vivian Chien.
Oh my god.
This is such a good book. Okay, so
It's a
we
cozy
were
mystery.
it's a cozy mystery. We had been wanting to try one because well, Willow, you read one
I
before.
read one. I read
and it
one
was
and it
yeah.
oh The writer just yeah, I was not pleased.
Yeah, just a lot of things, a lot of issues, and so I was excited, but then you were excited too, but you're kind of like apprehensive because you're like, I hope it's not like that one I read. And I was like, and I was hoping it wasn't
Yeah,
either, because
yeah.
so that trope that was in your book was like where they make the cops like stupid or
Yeah,
bumbling or whatever.
yeah, it was basically it takes place in a small rural town in Ireland, and I thought it would be kind of neat because I lived in a small town where everybody kind of knew everybody, like, well, everybody knew everybody. And so the writer made the small town cops like as if they didn't know what to do. Like they knew what to do, they were following procedures, but she was like, "Well, you're not moving fast enough, so I'm just going to bypass
Ugh.
your
Yeah.
procedures." And then second of all, i- like she was warned like to kind of stop investigating or something else would happen to
Mm,
one of her family. She has young siblings that has to take care of because her parents have passed away. And the person who's being accused is her brother, her the older um person in the family was the brother. It's the brother, then her, and then the children. And she was literally threatened that she should stop investigating because something else could happen. She had young children, like one was I think 8 or something like this, and she was still
yeah.
investigating, like not like secretively. And when she tried to be secret about it, she failed horribly.
Hmm.
It just irked the hell out of me because I'm thinking, you're willing to risk your family's life to try to clear another family member? This
It's
person
yeah.
already killed one person, and they literally said, "Oh, what the first murder is always the hardest, but the second isn't." Like literally
Hmm.
said that in the
Hmm.
book, and she's still going. Excuse me, like
It just makes for an unlikable main character. It makes it hard to even enjoy the book sometimes, when they do that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was just like, oh my god, I just
But
couldn't.
Death by Dumpling is really actually does live up to its name of cozy mystery. It was funny. It was had some great characters in it. Uh, the little mystery was it just was a really cute, really super cute book. Just cute. Like when you'd read it, you just start smiling. You just can't help yourself. At least for me, it was like that. I was like, this is so cool. It had that vibe of like those cozy mystery TV shows like Murder She Wrote and stuff like that.
Mm,
We're
mm.
just and it her family was great. All the
Yeah,
characters. I loved her dad.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, just all the characters and her dog. Her dog name was Kiko Man, like the soy sauce. It was adorable. It was just so great. So
it
oh,
yeah, it was. I love the cover. I want to get the
oh
cover
the covers.
without the like
Ah,
the only lettering I want is Death by Dumpling, like
yeah,
to put
you
on
take
my
the rest
wall.
off.
Yeah, but yeah, that one was done really well. Like she
Hmm.
did kind of investigate, but it was like almost
She was
like just
respectful.
talking. She was just talking,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like gossip because
Hmm.
her family owned a Chinese, I think it was Chinese restaurant
Yeah, yeah. I think it was a
restaurant
Chinese.
in this Chinatown area. So it was like gossiping, right? Like so her
Hmm.
talking wasn't really like anything surprising because everybody was talking about it, right?
Yes.
Like, and but
And it's
it was cute.
yeah. It was
Sorry.
cute. And it's like, and it, she still had the, the tropes of, the cop is like, stop getting involved, but it was done in a way, it wasn't done in a way where she was just disrespecting the cop. She was like, just really trying to figure out what was going on and kind of sneaking around a bit, but it wasn't to the point where like, oh, the cop was dumb or something, right? It was,
Yeah.
he was just, he just was worried about her and didn't want her to get hurt or anything. But yeah, I was just like, this is great.
Yeah.
And I listened to the audiobook, and you had the print again
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah.
The audiobook, because I started off on the print,
Uh.
and then I said, wait. I listened to a sample of the audiobook and I was like, this is so great. The narrator is so good. she she would do these accents for her family and they were so cute. It just really made it really immersive for me. So I said, well, I'm gonna just finish this on the audiobook. So it just really was fun. So funny.
It was we actually got the book from another book
Yeah.
person. He's a booktuber.
Hmm.
Peter Likes Book on YouTube, and he read it because he's into cozy
Yeah.
mysteries.
He
Uh,
loves them.
yeah, and this was one of them, and we're like, okay, we'll give it a try, and
Yeah.
it was it
I'm glad
was
we did. And I love the series. So basically, and what's funny about the book, okay, so it's called Death by Dumpling. You're thinking, oh, that must be like a metaphor or something, right?
hmm
No, literally. Death by Dumpling. Okay. Like, and the next book in the series is what? Dim Sum. For, oh, what is it called? Let me
uh,
look it up. But every book in the series is basically a different Chinese food, but with a death theme.
See,
I
I
got it.
thought that Death by Dumpling was a like a title for an anime at first.
Doesn't it
Because that's
okay.
sound
really
like
what it
that?
sounds like
Yeah.
a cooking anime. You
Cooking, yeah,
know,
those
Yeah,
cooking one,
like
those
how they've
cooking
got food
battles.
wars and whatnot. It's
Yes,
just like,
yes.
oh no, we're doing Death by Dumpling today. It's fine.
yeah, yeah.
So great. Okay, I'm gonna just read a few of these, okay?
Okay.
Book 2 is Dim Sum of All Fears. Book
Hmm.
3 is Murder Lo Mein.
Oh my god.
How about Wonton Terror?
Oh,
Egg Drop
If that one
Dead.
doesn't have, if Wonton Terror doesn't have anything to do with Godzilla, I'm gonna be upset.
it probably
No.
doesn't.
Or how about Misfortune Cookie?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a clever title.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what?
Fatal Fried Rice.
You said misfortune thing. You know what came to mind?
The Little
What?
Okay.
Misfortune game.
No.
Oh,
No. Okay, so if you watch it, it's the Hotel Transylvania TV series.
Oh, the
mm,
animated thing, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
they had an episode where Pedro, the mummy, the son of, well, he ate a bunch of these misfortune cookies,
Oh my
and
god.
people were like sticking their hands into his like gullet and pulling out like misfortunes. It was hilarious.
That sounds great.
oh
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
That is a good episode. I gotta watch that episode.
I can't remember, but it was so funny. So when you said that, I
Oh,
thought it was like hilarious.
that's great.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Well, you didn't pick the kid book. I picked
Yeah.
it.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's Miko squeaking something. I can't remember.
Yeah, but
Let me.
I
Miko,
always
hide and
forget
squeak
the name.
Miko.
Hide and
Yeah.
Squeak Nico. Yeah.
Yeah. It was one that I had just around because I used to babysit, and I used to babysit some lower income families, and they didn't have a lot of like, books for the kids and stuff like that to
Yeah.
read. So I got some books, and I picked this one out because one of the ones was quite young and pushing something, and made reading a little bit more, I guess, interesting for the
Yeah.
um
Because the book has like an actual like squeak thing
Speaker.
on it, right?
Yeah.
yeah. So
That's
you
adorable.
see Miko, and he's actually the squeak toy. So every time you hear see squeak, you would press it.
So good.
So that's why that one um became the
That is such
Be-
a great pick.
because I'm trying to also get like other, like, there's
Yeah.
kids, and
It's
like
yeah, get them
Rumor have
involved.
kids. I know Rumor, your kids are a little old for this one, but you know.
Yeah, but they still like stuff like that. I can't tell you how many times I've had to to sit here and throw out a book that's similar to that, just simply because they've worn out the damn squeaker on it. It's like, seriously, guys, come on.
so
Oh man.
so I try to involve at least one or a couple kids book out there for you know um
Which is endearing. I love that. I love the kids' book stuff.
yeah, because some of them are quite interesting.
Yes.
Well,
Very.
yeah, but were you reading anything else?
Yeah, so let's see. I was reading a lot of manga. I read the first volume of Black Butler
Mm,
last month, which was
mm.
super cool. Super, super cool. I was like, when it got to the twist at the end, I was like, oh, no way. Because I went in completely blind. I said, I don't want to know anything. I'm just going to go in. And I'm reading it. It was really funny. The characters are hysterical. His little helpers.
Mm,
Oh my
mm.
God, his helpers are so. I was cracking up.
But you
They're
know
so.
what's even funnier is when you find out something about them, and you'll
Yeah.
find out something about the female.
Oh
It's
no. Okay.
hilarious
I
because
can't wait.
oh yeah,
I
yeah.
can't wait.
Unless it's changed in the book compared to the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, but I really, yeah, it was great. It got to the twist. I was like, I'm in. I'm in on these helpers. I'm in on the duties. Everything's just so good.
Mm.
The food always makes me hungry. um, so I read that, and I also started this other amazing manga named Another.
Oh
It's a
yes.
horror manga.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I just recently finished the first volume of that. That was fantastic. The art style in that is so good. I just sit there and just it takes me longer to read it because I'm just looking at the pictures and just like admiring just the art style. Just like, damn, the atmosphere is so good in that. Uh
The
oh,
anime is
and I
pretty good.
also started so Willow and I are both doing like a really long book for the year on
Oh yeah,
audio
yeah. Or whatever. I mean,
or
it's
whatever, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Mine was oh
Is
boy, Atlas Shrugged. I the only reason I was even gonna do okay because when I really liked this game called Bioshock back in the day. I would play that a lot,
mm.
I remember people telling me, "Oh, you should check out Ayn Rand," and because it has some, I guess some themes are similar or whatever. And I was like, "Oh, okay." So it's always been in the back of my head to just one day read this book, and then I found out how long the book was. It's almost 1,200 pages. I was like, "Oh, that's gonna be audio."
You know,
There's no
just some
way.
light reading. It's fine.
Yeah, some light, just a light read, light breezy,
Yeah.
cozy read. This book, I it's going to be challenging because I don't hate it, but I guess the first part of the book, I'm in the first part still, chapter 4 or whatever.
Mm.
These are some long ass chapters. These this writing style is bizarre. Most of it so far has been people sitting in business rooms discussing stuff like
Discussing
economics and
business.
yeah, discussing business like I want this, and they're the narrator is making this book come alive. He is elevating this because if it wasn't for this narrator, I would have probably DNF'd. But this narrator is elevating this because he's just like so into it.
Oh
They're talking about like I swear there's a chapter that was about 30 minutes long, and I have it on 1.5. It was 30 minutes long, and they were talking about what kind of steel to use on this train. I'm like, okay, can we move on with it now? It's like, and it was a big deal for somebody. Like, you're gonna use that kind of steel. You don't know what you're doing. I was like, what in the hell is going
I don't know enough about steel for this to be important.
on? Yeah, I was like, what's wrong with the steel? Just this. And it was just like,
my
I
god.
won't let my brother succeed. I will be the because it's like a rivalry right now between this woman and her brother, and they both, I guess, own different train companies or whatever. I'm so lost. I'm just going with the flow, and I heard it starts making a little bit more sense later, but we will see. But so far, yeah, I'm getting there. I'm trugging along.
You're struggling. You're
Yeah.
going. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. What is with you? What have you been reading, Willow?
Well, first let's see if Rumoon's been reading
Oh
anything.
yeah.
I haven't been reading any of your guys' books. I
Mm.
cracked open this one that I got, Fall of Ruin and Wrath.
Mm.
I
Ooh.
finished the prologue of it. It's pretty neat. Um, definitely not the first book in the series, which I came to find out after reading the prologue. So I'm kind of lost.
Oh
You
no.
know, yeah, it's one of those things where apparently it's got like angels and demons and stuff, and it's like, oh well, these are different categories of basically that whole concept. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Well, what's the deal with this thing, and why can this thing supposedly read the future and it doesn't know how to shut up about it? So where does all this happen, and why does this align? Yeah, I mean it's kind of interesting so far,
Mm,
but
mm, mm.
but yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, we'll probably be doing what is it called? A spin the wheel.
Oh yeah, for the
Yeah.
recommended books,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll probably be doing that once say maybe in March.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be cool
Maybe.
because we got a decent amount of books in there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Um
Yeah.
but okay, my books. Oh my god, my books. Okay, well, my books. Okay, I read a couple. I've
Mhm.
read the Black Black Butler. Oh my god, I can't speak. Volumes 1 and 2. I did read that.
Nice.
Um I read well, actually Cecil and I got to listen to Peter Mon
That was
um
cool.
read his book.
Yeah.
The Before, Now, and After Then was his
Yeah.
first book. Yeah. So there was that. And then um I read or listened to Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. And I still hate Sense and Sensibility. The one character in there, I hate her. I just totally
You
hate
can't
her.
stand
I
her.
just can't stand her. Um so Cecil and I picked out books for each other to kind of
Yeah.
do through the year. Because basically one of the thing was like pick a TBR kind of thing. But we kind of extended it to a year kind of thing. But on
Yeah. Just make it more
June,
flexible.
yeah, on June I'm supposed to be reading The Fifth House of the Heart
Mhm.
and Gory Details, Adventures from Dark Side of Science. Those are my June reads.
Nice.
Yeah. But one of the books he had picked was a Sherlock Holmes, a
Oh yeah.
study in Scarlet. So I
Mhm.
listened to that one. And it was
Yeah.
really good. I enjoyed it. And then all of a sudden part 2 came
Yeah.
and it was a totally different story.
I know. I
like
know.
they're in England, and all of a sudden now I'm in the States, and we're talking about like Mormons or something like this,
Yeah.
and I was like, huh? Like it had something to do with the story, but it really didn't
But
feel
it's
like there
so
was a
abrupt.
segue, like like or
Yeah.
anything.
It's abrupt.
And I was like, whoa.
Mhm.
So it didn't get a full 5 stars there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
for
and it's
you.
so funny, Rune, because Willow when I recommended to Willow, it'd been a long time since I'd read it.
Mhm.
That part was so jarring that I literally forgot. I literally forgot that. And she wrote a review, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot about that. Because it comes out of nowhere. You're reading, and it's like all of a sudden, bam, you're in a different area of the world, and it's like, wait, what? And you just keep reading, and you're like, is this the same book? And I think
Yeah.
I did the same thing Willow did. I looked at my book, I was like, wait, is this the same?
Yeah,
Because it was
I
an ebook, and I was like, well, did I skip a chapter by accident or something? But then it ties back in, but you're like, and then you're like, oh, but before that, you're just so confused.
you're
That is
just
so funny.
yeah,
It's hilarious.
it's just it's out in left field, literally left field, because
It's
you're
like
like,
one of those what do you call it? It's like one of those TV shows that you're watching and like the first episode is all fine, the second episode's fine. Then for some reason the third episode it starts off in the middle of it and it's like, "Oh, let's rewind a bit." This is how it all
yeah,
ties in. It's so
Yeah, yeah.
dumb.
yeah. So it was like, okay, fine, whatever. I also read Sweet Valley Twins,
Oh yeah.
um Choosing Sides graphic novel. So when I was younger, they used to be these Sweet Valley Twins. There's more like Sweet Valley Twins kids. Uh,
There's hella.
anyways, I
So-
used to read the Sweet Valley Twin ones, and I didn't get to read all of them because back in that day, we didn't really have a lot of money, and our library, some of the books, they would only have if they were donated to the library.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to get a lot of them in anyways, but they are now coming out with in graphic novel form. And
It's so
I got
cool.
it. So I picked it up and I read it. It was like done. What
Cannot
baby
wait for that
girl?
haunted one to come out. They got like a
Yeah.
haunted. They have like a haunted series, like a horror series kind of. I was like, oh my god, they're.
Yeah, and then I don't know how I found this. I was like in the bookstore and I was just looking at like the manga graphic novel
Oh, are
section,
you about to mention the one I think you're gonna?
and I found these cute little
Yes,
graphic novels, and they're Garlic and the Witch and Garlic and the Vampire.
you've got to see the covers. They're so hilarious.
And well, here, I have it. This is the Garlic and the Witch one. Um, and it's
So
by
cute.
Bree Paulson.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah,
See?
so the Garlic and the Witch one is like kind of like the first one. Garlic and the Vampire is like kind of, well, they say this witch one is the second one,
Yeah.
but they're cute. They're just very very cute. Right. So the witch one, I think, if I remember correctly, describes something, and I'm not gonna say it because it'll ruin it, you know. But
Oh, okay.
the Garlic and the Vampire one, it's so cute. Like these
The
are just
cover for the
cute.
vampire, the little she has a steak and a carrot. She, I mean, no, a hammer and a carrot instead of a steak. In her facial expression.
These are just really cute. It's only two. That's it. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just Garlic 1 and 2, and that's it. Like, yes, baby girl. Um, so I read those. They are adorable. I would
Yeah.
not. Um, I'm going through all my books. Holy moly! And then the last one I also read was, it was a reread because Cecil wanted it to be read.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because he couldn't get this one, and it was the Terrible Halloween Night. It was an
Yes.
October pick for the Halloween, um,
Yeah.
but I guess he couldn't get it. But
Yeah.
and my cat's playing with me. Oh my god. Okay. And then these ones, um, so Every Which Way But Did, I've been kind of slowly reading. It's kind of like a book that I kind of read when I really don't have another book to read at the
Yeah,
present
yeah.
time or whatever. So that one is like kind of like an ongoing one. And then The Lady of the Rivers, what was weird is somehow for some reason I picked up book 5 of the
Oh, that's
series, and I
right.
didn't know because it doesn't say book 5 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, am I even going to like this series? So
Right.
I had to go and find um the first one. I picked up the first one and I started to read it, and I'm like, okay, this is so far so good. I'll keep book 5 in this book and continue to read it, and then we'll see. And then long thing. My book for the year is the Holy Bible. I am actually reading the Holy Bible.
Yo.
My book last year was War and Peace. I read War and Peace.
That is amazing.
And I picked, well, one of my friends kind of picked it for me.
Yeah.
And
Friends, right? Got it.
yeah, friend, yeah.
Quote unquote friend.
Yeah, a friend of mine picked it for me. So I said, okay, I'll read it. Why not? Not a big deal. And put it this way, while I was reading a little bit of the Holy Bible and Queen of the Dam.
This is the funny part. This is the funny part.
It ended up being more entertaining after I found
You're like,
diddling kids in the
you're like,
book.
I'd rather read this.
Yeah. So that is my year-long book.
Nice.
I
Nice.
also found out another thing about books is there is 2 North and South books.
Oh, this is so hysterical.
Okay, so one day, I don't remember when, we were talking about books that we have read, like when we were
Yeah.
kids and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I can't remember how we even got on the
I don't
topic.
even remember. Yeah.
This
But it
was like, I think even like when we kind of like just met.
Mm-hmm. This is early on.
Yeah. Well, I had mentioned I read North and South in 3 days when I was in school. I read
Mhm.
it during school time. And I said, oh, my teacher said, oh, that's amazing because it took me a week during the summer holidays to read the North and South book.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah.
And so she's like, "That's it, right?"
Yeah, I'm like,
Like this is huge, right? I've
yeah,
read this book.
this
And
is
I'm like,
huge.
"Well, that's good. That's yeah." And so I was like,
Okay,
yeah,
explain.
alright."
You can explain this for this.
Okay, this is so funny. Okay, so in my head, I'm thinking she's talking about this old book, North and South. I think it was in the 1800s
Yeah.
by Elizabeth Gaskell.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, so that's the book I'm thinking when she says North and South. Right?
Yeah. It's
So
like
I'm
500 pages or something.
it's 500 pages, and I was like, okay, so you read it in 3 days. That's good. Yeah, about 200 pages a day. Right on. Right. So,
Right.
so then later on, this is now fast forward to like what was this like last month? I think.
Yeah, like about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it
Yeah, we
wasn't
were
that
talking
long.
about it again.
Yeah.
And then you said, I want to, and I said, you should read this. And I looked it up. I was like, oh, is this it? And she's like, oh, that doesn't look familiar. That doesn't look like the book I read.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, really? And then I said, and then you found the book that you read.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's another North and South, and it's a series. And the first book is like, how many pages was it? Like,
It's 1,000 something. But this North and South. Okay, so I had to actually go find, because it was done in a TV series
yeah,
with Patrick Swayze. It takes place during the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that I was talking about was that one.
Yes.
Like that they adapted it from the books. There's 3 books
Mhm.
from this series, the North and South series.
And it totals like almost 3,000
1,000 pages.
And so when I realized it, Rune, I was like, you read that in 3 days? So she got the appropriate reaction this time.
Yeah. Because she was thinking it was the North and South from the Elizabeth one. But I was talking about the North and South because I read, it was like one book that had all 3 books in them. And I was like, well, for a kid who's reading this during school time, right? That's a big accomplishment, right? He's
My
like,
my mind was blown when you realized it. When you told me it was all the series in one thing, I was like,
yeah,
wait, so not only just the
Wow.
first book, but all of it.
It's like
yeah,
1,000 pages a day.
I know, yes, I couldn't believe it.
Oh, that's funny.
it was like the
But I can
funniest
see that
thing.
happening though, because like you get in that groove of just like, okay, well, let's keep
Yeah,
going. What's going on? What's happening? And then next thing you know,
yeah,
your mom's yelling at you to go to bed, and it's like, what? I didn't even do
exactly.
my homework.
But it was like so funny. He was like, "Wait, this is the one?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "500 pages? Pfft, whatever."
And she's like, wait, no.
Yeah, yeah. And they were talking. There's one booktuber we were watching that she was talking about the North and South. That she was talking about the Elizabeth one,
That's
and
it.
she was like,
Yeah.
"Well, it took me a month," and I'm like, "A month? I read this book." And I'm like, there's no way that, like, I'm like, I guess. I'm thinking, but she reads books, like, inhales books.
Yeah.
Like,
So that
she's
made us.
reading like 300 pages plus in like a
Hmm.
day. And she's
Yeah.
complaining. And I'm like, okay, like that took you a month? Really?
And you were
Was,
looking at it, like you said, the cover doesn't look right. And I was like, is
yeah.
that the. I was like, I think I said, like, isn't that the book you read?
And I'm
And
like,
you're like, yeah, I don't think so.
so, like, that's a weird cover, you know?
That's so funny.
Oh, it was
It was
hilarious. I think
hella
that's
funny.
actually how we got on that topic, though, too.
I think that is how we got on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw her reading it and we're like, wait, and we just went on it. We went down a rabbit hole. It was just like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
Yeah, because I was reading the, like, story, and I'm like, this isn't it. Like,
No. Yeah,
like,
yeah. We looked at the synopsis. You were like, this doesn't sound
right. And I'm like, so I'm
familiar.
like, okay, I'll Google the, like, North and South, the series, and then find the thing. I'm like, this is the one.
Yeah.
And
That
he's
was
like,
funny.
what?
How? I just kept saying, how?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
but it
jeez.
was hilarious.
Yes.
Hilarious. It was
Oh,
crazy.
I remembered another book I read.
Mm,
It was a little novella. It was like a short little book. It was called Two Women Walk Into a Bar.
mm.
You
And
sure it was a novella, not just like a joke book?
I know, right? You think. Hilarious title. So the author that wrote, the only reason it was on my radar was because, okay, the author that wrote it had a movie made about her, a biopic kind of,
Hmm.
and she was played by Reese Witherspoon. I think the movie was called Wild, and it's about this woman who just goes on this like long hiking trail thing after like some problems in her life, and she's just like, I just need to get away and just find herself or whatever. But anyway, so it was based off of her book, and Amazon was giving away the book for free, and this is like a little novella that this author had written in addition to that Wild novel. So I was like, well, I'll check it out because I wanted to read Wild after watching the movie, and I said, well, I'll read this little novella. I like her writing style. It's a really good writing style. It's a sweet little story about her moving her husband, so her mother-in-law into a hospice care because she's like she's getting up there and they said she doesn't have much time left, but they just want to make her comfortable, and it's just talking about like basically her relationship with the mother-in-law and how it was kind of strained. They didn't really understand each other, but they kind of started to near the end of her life or whatever. And so it was like, but it was a lot of funny moments. It was like a really good, the way she wrote about it was really a lot of funny moments, and it was some sad stuff. But I just really enjoyed the read. It was just like a nice little afternoon read that I enjoyed. So that was a cool one.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
So, do you want to talk about any of the other little challenges or?
Yeah. What? Okay, we got it's so many fun little challenges we're doing.
Oh
Okay.
my God, one too many, I think.
Willow's like, can we stop?
just,
Okay.
just one too many.
We're going crazy. How about that buzzwords challenge?
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So there's a buzzword challenge, And so each month it had a buzzword. Like, so for, or something. So February is a verb. A verb.
Yeah.
So we were going through our books,
And
trying
these
to
buzzwords have to be in the title too, like the title of the book.
title or something.
Yeah.
So we're going through. Okay, so February is a verb. So I am going to be reading for February. You can run, but you can't hide, by Dog the Bounty Hunter.
I love that you're reading that. I want to. She found this book on her shelf. I
I
was like, you have what?
yeah, yeah. So I took all the books that I know that I haven't read or I started to read and then didn't finish, and I put it on a table in in the
Yeah.
room. And so when we were doing this, I was like, "Well, let me let me go look because I don't have every single book that I haven't read on in my bookshelf on Goodreads."
Right, right.
So we were like, "Okay, I found it." I'm like, "Okay, this is my book." Then we moved on to March, and March was like secret, so I had to have secrets or something like that. So
Yeah,
I'm doing a reread, which this goes for a bingo thing that we're doing. So I'm going
yeah.
to be reading Harry Potter and the Chambers of Secrets.
And I'm also going to because I just finished the first book of Harry Potter. So yeah,
Yeah.
that is gonna be
Oh,
mine
have
as
you not read the Harry Potter books before?
well. No, it was my first time
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
enjoying it.
Yeah, April is and like emotion, like happy, sad,
Hmm.
whatever.
Yeah,
So I have this other one called Happy and Glorious, a celebration of the life of H.M. Queen Elizabeth II. I got that book from the library. Like they were selling like
oh yeah.
books, and I was just lucky. It was like the only thing I think I could find that had happy in it or something.
You found it
Yeah.
immediately. I was like,
Yeah,
what? It
yeah,
took me a little
yeah.
bit longer to find one.
And then May was like kind of like I guess like food related or spices or
Yeah, it was like
whatever.
a flavor or a seasoning or a food. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
So I'm gonna have to pick up this book because it's on like my want to read bookshelf on Goodreads, and it's Dragon Fruit by Makia Lucer. Lucia?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one book I'll be reading. July had weather. Of course, I didn't have anything
We had so much trouble with this.
and they give you examples what they would like supposedly accept for weather. So,
Hmm.
Hmm.
so another book on my bookshelf on Goodreads that I wanted to read was A Thunderbolt into Nettle by
Yeah.
Samantha E. Talbot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another July book. These are books that are not going to be books of the month because these are like just
Just like a
fun.
side.
Yeah.
Personal
But
things.
but no,
Yeah.
tell about June. June was hard as hell. Other
Oh yeah. Yeah. Where Oh my god.
a
Um
book with the word other in the title. We were like, oh, that should be easy. No.
yeah. Yeah.
No.
Isn't
Yeah.
there a book literally called The Other Side? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Right.
So August. Oh yeah, did I miss? Oh yeah, June. June was sorry, I missed June with the other. Um, I was gonna read the other Bolin girl, but
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
one is like book 8.
Yeah.
Oh
So
no.
I
Nice
Yeah.
and confusing.
so I didn't have even on my Goodreads books to have the word other
So
in there.
crazy.
So I literally had to go and find a book that sounded like I would read it.
Yeah.
And the book that I'm is The Other Woman by Sandy Jones.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Then
Nice.
August is it had to have a body, like
Like a
a
body
body
part or
part.
organ or
Yeah, yeah. And I think the one I'm doing is Nettle and Bone
Oh,
by
nice.
T.
Okay.
Kingfisher. I think that's the one I'm gonna
That's
do.
gonna do. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
cool,
I
cool.
had other ones, but that one seems to be um what I'm gonna read. Then September was the word game.
Or anything related to
Yeah.
games.
Well, I have a book called The Game, and it's
That's one of
Soul
my
basically
Hunting Man.
it's like a Sherlock Holmes. Like it has Sherlock Holmes, and he's married, and like it's a
Oh,
miss.
okay.
Yeah, it's like I don't even
It
know
sounds
why I picked it
interesting.
up. I think it was only
Yeah,
because it had to do with the 1920s or some weird
totally.
thing like that. I don't know why because I'm not a Sherlock Holmes person. So
Yeah, I think
I
you got it because of the time period, I bet, because
yeah.
it does have that feel to it.
Yeah. And then September, no, that was September. October was magic. And I
So
am going
back
to
to Harry Potter.
read, huh?
So we're going back to Harry Potter then?
No, The Once and Future Witches.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which sounds cool.
Yeah. Then November was the word good in it.
Yeah.
And this one, I am not too sure on which one I'm going to read. I have a couple of them. I
Yeah.
have A House with Good Bones. Um,
Oh.
They're Good Earth, The Only Good Indians, and Women
Oh,
of Good Fortune.
we have some good ones.
Yeah, so I haven't really decided on which one. Maybe when I get a bit closer,
Yeah.
I will. And then December was sound.
Yeah.
And this one I'm still kind of well, maybe not because I think I might do the kids book, which will have
Mm.
The Wind in the Willows.
That would be cool.
You know. But so Cecil,
So mine,
what are
yeah. Oh,
yours?
oh my God. Okay, this is hilarious. Okay, so for February, verb, I was struggling. I was like, what am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna do Jeeves and Wooster book. Was it Carry On Jeeves, I think,
Yeah.
is the name of
Yeah.
that one. Um for March, which is the secret buzzword, I'm gonna do Chamber of Secrets, of course, Harry Potter.
Mhm.
April, was an emotion, I think I'm gonna do The Face of Fear by Dean Koontz. Uh
Mm.
and for May, for the flavor, I'm gonna do Garlic and the Witch. Or Garlic and a Vampire. The oh, let me see. June for other. This was hard because it's like the only ones I kept finding where I had all these like anthologies, so it would be like a title and then an other story. So it was like an anthology. I was like, I kind of don't want to do an anthology. I want to just do like a standalone. So I picked
Mhm.
this book called The Other Half of the Sky.
Ooh. What's that
Yeah,
one
that one.
about?
So this one here, I'll get the
Because you were saying you were going to do an anthology, so now this is the different thing.
yeah, I had like an anthology down, and then I
Mhm.
had book as an alternative. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with this one because it does sound interesting when I looked into it.
Mm.
So let's see the other half. God, it's by Athena Andreadis.
Oh, okay, okay.
So this is a Oh no, would you believe it? This is an anthology too, so I gotta do an
So I guess you are reading an anthology.
anthology.
Yeah.
As things would as luck would have it, I am doing an anthology. Oh my god. So yeah, basically the word other means anthology in book world. Because I literally picked, I said, okay, well that can't be an anthology. Okay, anyway, so this is a science fiction anthology.
Okay.
And it's just yeah. Oh my god. Here, I'll read this. This is a very short synopsis. I'll just read it real quick.
Okay.
Women, women may hold up more than half the sky on Earth, but it has been different in heaven. Science fiction is very much a preserve of male protagonists, mostly performing by the numbers quests. In the other half of the sky, editor and Athena Andradas offers readers heroes who happen to be women, doing whatever they would do in universe fully human. So it's gonna be yeah, like female protagonists in science fiction stories. So
Mm.
yeah, I was like, that sounds cool. Let's do that, you know.
Yeah.
So that's for June. For July, uh, this is going to that was the weather buzzword. This book was All the Little Raindrops, which I believe is a thriller. Let me double check. It's by Mia Sheridan. Yeah, it's a thriller about yeah, these two teenagers are abducted and then they escape and then later on some things happen that brings them back into that case or whatever. So yeah, that sounded kind of interesting.
Mm.
Um, and for August, the body part, or body organ or whatever, I found this hilarious looking classic sci-fi novel called Eye of Cat. I saw the name. I said, "That's my book. I'm going to read Eye of Cat." The author is Roger Zelazny.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, for September, which is game. So game, it could have been like the word game or things related to game like winning, losing, lost, won, whatever, right? So I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and I picked this book called Lost Cinderella's Secret. No, the name of the book is called Lost, and the series is Cinderella's Secret Witch Diary. So it's a Cinderella retelling.
I'm kind of
Uh,
interested in that one.
yeah, that one looks cool.
Mm. Mm.
Uh, in October for Magic, mine is gonna be The Witch of Tin Mountain.
Mm.
Yo, uh, November, which is the good buzzword. I'm still deciding. I have two books. They're both thrillers. One is called The Good Neighbor, and the other one is called The Good Girl. I don't know which one I'm gonna do. I will figure that out soon.
Oh my
Um,
god.
yeah, December Sound. I did not have much to choose from here. I thought I would have more books with like a sound in it, but I don't. But I did have this interesting book that I got a while back. Uh, it's Koji Kondo's Super Mario Brothers soundtrack. So it's basically a book talking about how Koji Kondo like composed the music and everything and you know his influences and
Mhm.
everything. So I thought that would be an interesting one to do. So those are mine.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yo.
That 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 is yes. Yeah. And we're also trying to have books with the month like stone.
Oh yeah, the birthstone
Yeah,
theme.
so far we're doing really good. All the
Yeah.
books that are like either like the secondary, the main, or the kid book has the colors. The only one we're kind of tossed up right now is October.
Yeah, because what
October.
color was October again? Was it
Well,
like
like depending on who you go by, it's you like pink
yeah.
or whatever, like
Oh, that's
white or
right.
kind of. So, yeah, but that's
Yeah.
the only one. What was another thing that we were doing? Okay, so we got like um
Yeah, we talked about the TBR thing for each other.
yeah.
Buzzword. I
Oh,
think there was
12
another.
books that I want
Oh.
to read for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Um so I wrote down 12 books. This was from another, I can't remember. We should have wrote down the YouTuber
I
who
know.
did
I'm
the,
wishing we would
I
have.
think it was
I cannot.
Meg. It was
Yeah, I bet it was
Meg. I
Meg.
think it was Meg.
Yeah. Oh
S-
man.
So I had the Bible, because of course I'm reading the Bible,
The Bible.
and
Bibble.
the Bible, and then I have the other book is Unknown Stories of Mao.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Sorry, I don't have any of the authors because this was just a list of books that I had.
Yeah.
Age of Assassins, The Rippers, Shadow. This one I actually do have the author because it's the same author that is of this month's um oh no, maybe it's, I think it's the same author.
Oh, for this month's book, one of
Yeah,
our.
yeah. I think it's one of her other books.
Oh, was it Holly? Holly Jackson.
No, Roland.
Oh, Laura. Oh, that's
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
Laura Joe Roland.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it was one of her books, if I put it right.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was.
We shall be monsters, masters of death, time of the twins, Cinder, Arkham County, ancient Mesopotamia, go down together, the truth, the untold story of Bonnie and Clyde.
Nice, nice.
And then this one I know was for Meg. It was a birthday one.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
like so she wanted to read. I can't remember how many books it was because I can't remember how old
Yeah,
she is.
24,
24 books
I
before her
think.
24th or next birthday.
Yeah.
And so we thought that was kind of neat. And
Yeah.
so I haven't finished mine. I've only come up with about 13 to 12 because one book is a maybe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to pick books that I don't have connected to something, another challenge or whatever.
Right.
And so far, I got Gone with the Wind, an Elizabeth Taylor biography, Agatha Christie biography, Sweet Valley Twins graphic novel 4, which will be coming out in like May, I think
Yeah, I
it
think it
is.
was May. Yeah.
Yeah, then there's this other graphic novel called Patrick the Vampire by the same, I think it's the same author that did The Garlic and the
I
Witch.
believe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parent
Recall.
Trap, Lizzie Borden one.
Mhm.
I picked up Loki, a graphic novel. Um, Willie Nelson's bio.
Yeah.
I got this book for my aunt because she was getting rid of books, and I took it.
I
The
love that. I love it.
the maybe book is Moby Dick. Um, the 11th book, if I do Moby Dick, is North and South. The North and South that I didn't read, that everybody seems to think I read.
The
Yeah.
500-page one.
Yeah. The Quest, um, that's in a series, and this one is the second one. The Seeing Red is this second one in this. The Glass War. It's
Yeah.
Alice, like almost like a retelling or whatever
Yeah.
of
Of,
Alice. But I've only come up with 13.
I know. I've only got 11. So was that all yours?
That's all mine. Yeah, because
Okay, so
I don't
mine.
have.
I'm still trying to. Yeah. So we're kind of helping each other too. We think of books for each other. We kind of add to it. It's like, what if this one?
Mm.
So she suggested a couple for me, and then I added to some other stuff that I've been wanting to read that I just kind of have just sitting there. So mine are I don't have the all the authors listed, so I'll just name the names right now. But Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Oh, I love
One.
that movie.
See, me too.
Yeah, to be
Me
honest,
too.
I'm gonna say this: the book is good, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this right now: the movie is better.
Oh, see.
Better. It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
one of the rare instances where I actually prefer the movie over
See
the book.
that?
Yeah.
It happens sometimes. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I watched the movie as a kid, and I was like, "Oh, this is like amazing." My go-tos were like The Great Mouse Detective, Bedknobs and
Oh man.
Broomsticks, and like Mary Poppins. And
Mary
no
Poppins,
one
yes.
remembers what The Great Mouse Detective is.
Oh
And
no, I
like,
remember that one. I remember
and
that.
it's so funny because like anytime my mom would talk about it, she was like, "Yeah, I know he never called it the right name. It was always The Great Mouse Detector." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you got to remember, I was like 4. And I don't know about you, but I speak with a bit of a lisp, especially when you're a child. So yeah, detector sounds like detective. It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? Rune just helped me think of another book. I think.
Oh no.
Okay, so so his go-to was Great Mouse Detective, right?
Yeah.
I had a go-to movie with mice, The Secret of Nim.
Oh my god, yeah, I've never read
I
that
love.
book. Is
Well,
it a
I'm
what
going to
about
book?
add that. It's a book.
what was
Oh.
it, like The Rescuers Down Under, or like The
Yeah.
Rescuers or whatever? Yeah, that was another
Mhm.
one with mice that I really liked too.
That was
Oh.
good too.
I
Yeah.
might read The Secret of Nim too, because I've never read that book.
Me neither. And I just forgot about it. And we was talking about Great. I was like, wait, what's another mouse movie that I liked? It was Secret of Nim.
I'm gonna put that down. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, go
See?
on.
Okay. Another one was Parent Trap.
Mm.
Uh, Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh yeah.
Yes. The graphic novel Hooky that you read.
Oh yes, yes.
Oh man, I cannot wait. The first book in that Egyptian ancient
Oh,
Egypt
okay,
series,
yeah, yeah, okay.
God. I also
River
want to
God?
read.
River God?
Yeah, River God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also want to do the I Zombie graphic novel.
Oh yeah. That's another one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hope the novel is better than the TV show, because I heard the TV show was absolute dog water, and it's like it took forever for people to get into it. And I was like, I never watched it, so I
I
don't have
don't
an
know.
opinion.
I
I
enjoyed
like the
it. Yeah,
show.
I
Yeah.
didn't get to watch the whole thing, but like I watched it only like I think like 2 episodes, and I was like hooked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never watched it, so I'm like, I can't give my opinion either way. I've never watched it, but
I would
everybody
give
who
it a
I've
shot.
talked to
I would
about it,
give
they
it
were
a
like,
shot.
no, it sucks. Don't worry about it, because for whatever reason she gains the memories from people that she eats the brains of. I'm like, that sounds a lot like Warm Bodies, like the whole basis of that movie. Like, it
Mhm.
doesn't sound half bad, but at the same time, it's going to require effort on my part to actually go and watch it, and I don't feel like doing that.
I know.
Well,
I don't want to put
I
effort into it.
enjoyed it. Because I don't really like zombies. Like I'm not
Right.
a
Yeah.
zombie person, so me actually like getting into it was like that was so
That says a lot right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's funny. It doesn't take itself seriously. No, it's a fun show, I think.
Yeah, like it was like comedy kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before everything
Also,
started to girl boss a little too close to the sun and become absolute garbage with all the social justice crap.
yeah, it was one of the last. Yeah, it's especially talking about CW shows because yeah, that was probably one of the last shows that they did that was not garbage. um,
Oh. Wah,
yeah,
wah, wah.
they became womp womp afterwards. It's like, oh god.
Oh.
But let's see. So the next one I wanted to do was The Secret Diary of Laura.
Wait.
This is actually it's an interesting book because it's related to that TV show Twin Peaks.
Did Cecil cut out for you too? I
Yeah,
heard was Secret
yeah.
Oh, my
Diary
bad.
of, and
Yeah.
then like you cut out.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I might have to leave the Discord and come back in. How do I sound now?
Oh, fine, but it was like
you,
you
you
said
sound
this.
fine now,
Yeah,
but
you
yeah, it might have
said
just been a hiccup on the Discord or
yeah,
the end of
Ah,
our
okay.
so.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll repeat what I said. Okay. So I'm gonna do the next book I was gonna do was Secret Diary of Laura Palmer.
Oh, okay.
And this was like related to it's an interesting one because it's related to that TV show Twin Peaks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a addendum, like a little add-on to the show, like with extra lore and whatnot. So I kind of want. Another one is I wanted to start this fantasy series, the Shannara,
Oh,
by Terry Brooks. It's called The Sword of Shannara.
never
And
heard of it.
all. Yeah, it's a trip. It had a TV show too. Well, not really, maybe about 5, 6. But I remember watching like a couple episodes of it. I'm gonna try to hit up the books. I think the books came out in the late '70s. So they're kind of like classic fantasy. And then another one I'm excited to do. This is gonna be a trip though, north and south. The one that Willow read.
The
um,
over, 2000.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching a little bit of the show with Patrick Swayze. When you showed it to me, I was like, oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I saw all of it, but yeah.
I have
And then
that
another.
series.
You have it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
Okay. And another one. So we're going into nonfiction. I wanted to read a couple of biopics or like autobiographies. Under the Ivy: The Life and Music of Kate Bush.
Oh, okay.
Really, I love Kate Bush. I was like, I would totally read. And another uh musician I want to read about is Stevie Nicks, and I have this book called Gold Dust Woman.
Mm.
That's the name
Oh,
of that
oh.
one. So I want to read that one. And yeah, that's my 12
Oh, not bad, not
so
bad.
far.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
very interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. What else? I don't think that's. I think that's literally
That might
uh
be all the challenges.
the challenges that we are.
Yeah, I'm looking right now to make
Yeah.
sure. I
I
think
think we're trying to also read books that are coming out this year. So when
Oh
Goodreads book
yeah.
come
Hmm.
like that we can actually like maybe read and vote.
Right.
But
We'll be able to actually like yeah, because this last year, I don't think we read any of those. Did we read
no,
anything?
no, we just did by
Yeah.
cover. Like
Yeah.
we didn't vote, but we're like, ooh, that
No.
cover looks good, or
That cover looks cool. Yeah, that looks like a good one.
the
Oh
What
the
man.
happened to not judging a book by its cover?
that.
I
Well,
always
I'm
do.
sorry.
I
That's what we were
always do.
doing because we didn't
Tho-
read
tho-
them.
Those people make me laugh so hard because like the cover is the thing that gets you interested in it. The
Yeah,
back of
Literally.
the book tells you if you want to read it. So
yeah,
shut up.
Yes.
Judge
yeah,
the book by the cover. Do
The
it. Do it
cover makes you
now.
pick it up, okay? It
yeah,
makes you
yeah,
pick it up.
yeah.
Okay, do you want to go over quickly the bingo board
Oh,
thing?
okay, okay. Um, do you have it? Maybe we
Yeah,
can
I'm gonna try to pull it up
okay.
here.
Oh, before I forget, I'll actually mention March's books.
Oh, yeah, do that. Yeah,
We
while I
do
look it
not have a secondary book, so now the main one is Dark Lover. J.R. Ward is the
Yeah.
author. It's a romance paranormal one. And the kid one is Goofy and the Pirate Treasure.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that one is an old one because I used to read it when I was a kid. And I
That is
loved
so
it because
That one
amazing.
is an
I
old one
cannot
because
wait.
we are all old here.
we're all old, and I'm the oldest one. Okay, I'm
I'm the
Only
second
by a
oldest.
couple of years. It's fine.
just a couple years. I was thinking before we start the bingo thing, why don't we take a say 5 to 10 minute break? We can
Good
get up,
idea.
stretch, get
Yeah, yeah,
drinks
yeah.
and stuff like that.
That sounds like a
So, yeah, that's what I am going to do. I do run ads for those. Yeah, so 5 to 10 minutes, we come back.
okay.
I'm not sure if the rest are back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you. So, did everybody have a good break?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Define good.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I know nothing. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Nothing.
So, did you find the thing? Sorry, I didn't look.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I found it.
Oh, okay.
I love how it's called the bingo board hell.
I don't
So
know what that
this we found this from another booktuber. Literary Diversions. She made a book bingo board basically, and but she did it in a way where you could like modify it and put your own spin on it, right? And Willow liked most of them, but we decided to change a couple of and so basically there's like 9 spots, and okay, they are, let's see, 10 audiobooks. Read 60% of 2024 purchases. So like any book you buy, it's like it goes into this pool, and you're just like, hey, you got to read 60% of what you buy in 2024. I think you're at 100% so far,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I am actually.
Nice, nice. The next spot is 10 rereads, and then on the second row, starting from the left, you have read a book a YouTuber read this month in 2023. So this is kind of like, okay, so for example, it's February now, or whenever, you can just go like back to February 2023 and find a book that a booktuber read. And the next slot is read a book that has been adapted into a TV show. I think you already cleared that one, right?
I think everybody's cleared that one, especially
I know,
if you
because
read a
there's
Harry
so
Potter
many,
book.
right? There's
Yeah,
so many that would
yeah.
adapt.
I did, and we are actually working on one that a booktuber has read, which is actually The Good Girl's Guide to a Murder.
That's right.
And just to
Yeah.
let me clarify this, is you can do this like per month or throughout the whole year. Like
Right.
it
Yes, I
doesn't
forgot to
have to
mention
be,
that.
yeah, yeah,
It could be, yeah, throughout the whole week.
yeah.
And the next slot is 10 series tracker books. So this is interesting. Basically just like read books in series that you've started or whatever, right? And just clear those out. I actually made like a little thing that can help us keep track of what all this, because we both, between me and Willow, oh god, there's so many series that we have going and we've read books from or maybe started, and just yeah. And then the next slot on the last row is 10 nonfiction books.
Oh yeah.
And then the next slot is BFFs control my TBR. So we kind of doing that right now with the whole, where we have the art books that we picked for each other throughout the year that we suggest each other read.
Is
And
it?
then the last,
Sorry. Is it just
no,
on my end? But is Cecil breaking up or going
oh
like
no, I'm
or
sorry.
going like
Here, I'm gonna
almost like?
leave. I'm just gonna leave the Discord and come back, and I'll be back.
Oh, well, it
So
could
that
be
fixes.
my end.
No, he's breaking up on my end
Oh,
too. But I've
oh,
got so
okay.
many friends that have that happen. I got kind of good at piecing together what's going on when that happens.
Well,
So I was like,
I
okay, as
know
long
what
as it's
he's
not like
saying, but
huge.
I'm just like
Yeah.
It's
wondering
just
if it,
breaking up.
yeah,
Yeah,
like if it
I'll
was
be right back.
okay, if it was just on my end, because
Yeah, no, it's just one of those things that like I don't even think about twice anymore because it's like, oh yeah, everybody else does this. It's fine. I can understand what he's still saying. That's okay.
mm.
Okay. See how this goes.
So far it's good.
Okay.
Like I heard everything, but it was just
Mm-hmm.
becoming like I guess
Choppy.
choppy and mechanically, like as if you were like a robot. Da-da-da-da-da. So
Dum.
what was the was BFF, right? You were
Mm-hmm.
saying, yeah.
Yeah, control my TBR, and so this is like what we were doing, like the whole picking each other's books for the year, like a certain amount of books or whatever. Um, the last slot is 10 manga or graphic novels, which should be super easy.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting
Yeah,
there.
totally is.
Yeah, yeah. So, but Rune, I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
Okay, good, good. Okay, how do you like this form of us doing the book chat over
Yeah,
us doing like book chat with a game?
It's fun. It's interesting, and it gives, from what I can tell, normies like me a chance to jump in and harass you guys. So it's funny.
Oh, you like oh yeah. Because we felt bad when people would come in and they would want to kind of talk, but then, you know, like because
yeah,
we
because
were
the
also
game was
talking about the
so
game, eh?
yeah.
Right.
Like we had no bandwidth basically left for anything. Like the game was like we're trying to like, okay, wait, we'll run out of time. Hold on, we gotta make sure we do this.
Yeah.
Then we talk about the book and we're like, oh, well, let's sell something so we can have some time to talk about the book. It was like, because it's a relaxing game. I love that game, but it's just, it's very time sensitive,
Hold on. I
right?
know you want to talk about the book, but we really got to focus on saving these villagers in the next 45 seconds.
Yeah, kind of
No.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we decided to do a just chatting
Yeah.
for the book club because we just figured, because a lot of times the book chat is literally just like maybe an hour because
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
concentrating so much on like the
Little
game.
tasks. Yeah, in a
Yeah.
game.
So we figured that this might be a better solution because then people
Yeah.
can jump in
Right.
and we won't have to worry about like trying to talk over the person or say something
Hmm.
about what we need to do in game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because we get to the point where like we need to communicate on the game to do something, and there's another conversation going on, and it's like, oh man. But so yeah, so this just feels more relaxed and for the book thing. I think it's working out pretty good. Don't you think, Willow? I think it's pretty
I
good.
mean I
Yeah, and
like
then
it.
I'm enjoying
after
this.
it's all said and done, just pop a game on if that's what you're wanting to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually, yeah, like afterwards, totally could just
Yeah.
play something.
We started a little later than normal this time,
Yeah,
but that's okay. I'm not sure if the next book club will be at the end of the month one or like near the end or in the new month. I don't know which way do you prefer?
I think it's kind of cool to have a wrap up in the new month of the
In,
last month. How do you
okay.
feel? I kind of like it.
I kind of like it because it gives us a little bit more time.
Definitely,
Yeah.
yeah.
You want honesty. There's
Yes,
there's honesty right there. Yeah. So,
very good reason right
um,
there. So I am in for like
y-
new month
yeah,
uh for the next one.
yeah. So that yeah. I just wanted to know how you guys are feeling. Oh, and
Yeah.
also to change the topic,
Yeah.
um, I am making my very first readathon
Oh yeah.
thing. I am
Exciting.
very nervous because I've never done one. I've never participated in. No, that's actually not true. Cecil and I did participate in
Oh
a
my god.
readathon
We sure
in
did.
January. I think it
I
started on
forgot.
the 5th.
Yes, the 5th
Wow.
to the 12th of
Yeah,
January.
the book
And oh
we
boy.
picked. Oh my god. I don't remember the author's name. Let me see if I could find it. I think it's in my DNF because I DNF'd it.
I think it
Um,
was Rin Chupeko?
yeah, it's
Chupiko?
the Bone Witch. It's
Yeah.
book one of the Bone Witch series. The
God, this
the
book started
cover looked really good. The premise
gorgeous.
sounded really good. Oh my
Yes.
god.
It started off really
It
good.
started off really good and everything. Oh my god. Basically, it's a fantasy like with magic in it. Memoirs of a Geisha.
Have
Every
you seen that
time,
movie?
every time you went back in time when she was training was literally like Memoirs of a Geisha.
We're talking
Oh,
about different bones than like actual bones that keep your body up, guys.
Right, right. Basically, yeah. And I
pretty
just
much.
couldn't because every time I would like listen to the book because it was free on audio.
Yeah,
And that's one reason why we pick it because the book's readathon was called Winter Ween, and it
yeah.
was like things to do with like witches and stuff like that. Like, um,
And this particular book covered a lot of those prompts that had. I'm
y-
gonna try to pull them up while you talk about it. Let
yeah,
me see.
and so we're like, okay, like we'll give it a try, like because I've never done one, and the person that did it was Abby.
Oh yeah, Abby. Damn it, what's her name?
Oh, I can't
Abby
remember.
normal.
But she does it. Her sisters did the artwork for like the stickers and all of that stuff to go along
Yeah,
with it. And there was prompts and stuff like that. And since it was our first one, we didn't want to go too hard, you know,
yeah,
on the theme. So we just picked one book that kind of like if I remember correctly, did not too bad on all the prompts, you know.
yeah. I think we only missed like one. Oh, and
Yeah.
her name is Gabby Reeds.
Oh, okay. And so we were like, okay, and started off really good. Like it was a
Yeah,
week long, um, or almost a week long readathon, and I wasn't doing any ones of um like they might do something like on Instagram or like
yeah,
stuff like that. But so it was started off really good. I was really enjoying the whole premise, and then they start going telling her story of how she became the witch she was. And every time she did a flashback, it was literally like Memoirs of a Geisha. I was like, if I'm gonna read Memoirs of a Geisha, I'll just read the book again.
and it
Just
made no sense because I'm like, okay, she was like a necromancer, right? Kind of like, because she would, I think she brought her brother back from the
yeah,
dead.
yeah,
And so that was like her magic type, right? And it started off really cool. This little battle. She was battling this monster, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to know more about these monsters." Get at that. What was it called? A Deva or something? But
yeah.
anyway, so she's fighting this monster, and there's this bard that comes in, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And then it did that thing where, but let's go back to the beginning, right? And so it's like, okay, so it goes back to the past, and she's in this school or whatever. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Oh,
And
it's
then Willow mentioned it, like she said, "Oh my god, it's like Memoirs of a Geisha," and then I said, "Oh my goodness!" And when she said that, I was like, "Oh my god, the book literally is." I couldn't. It just, it just completely killed it for me. It was already getting boring because I was like, can we get back to like the present day? But
yeah.
all the stuff back in the past was literally that movie or the book, right? And it just, I don't know what happened, but
It,
oh
I'll just read Memoirs of a Geisha. That could just be
no, it is,
one of my rereads. If I'm
yeah,
gonna do a reread,
exactly.
I, that would be a reread right there, because that was just
Mhm.
it was like a no go. Like and I wasn't the only one that thought it either, because I remember you
No.
said you looked up reviews.
Yeah, I looked up some reviews. I said, okay, this can't just be us noticing this, right? So I looked up multiple reviews, and almost every single review, Memoirs of a Geisha with a fantasy setting. Oh, reminds me of Memoirs of a Geisha. I was just like, oh. And I saw this one reviewer. She was reviewing. I just watched a little bit of her video, and she was just like, "Yeah, I can't with this book." And she was done. She said the characters were just like I guess it sounds like it gets worse later on.
Oh
So
wow, yeah.
at least according to her, and I was just like, "Oh man." But we
Oh,
picked the book because okay, I found the prompts, and yeah,
okay.
we covered. Okay, So with a readathon, you have these prompts,
Yeah.
and you can either have one book cover multiple prompts, or you can read multiple books to cover as many prompts as you can.
And you
So
don't
we
have to do
decided,
all the
yeah,
prompts.
you
Sorry,
don't have to do
sorry.
them all. It's just
Yeah.
for fun, right,
Yeah.
Willow?
Yeah.
Yeah. And no, you're okay. So the first prompt was read a book in the dark or at night. Easy. Read a book with a witch on the cover. So we got that. Read a book with a snowy winter setting. Read a book with purple on the cover, which is that. It was a purple cover. Read a book with a W in the title, and it had a W in the title. So we covered like 4 of those, basically 4 or 5.
Is that
Cool.
it?
That's it. Yeah, it was just
Oh,
5 prompts.
that was oh wow.
Yeah.
I was like, that it? That it? So, but before that, well, not really before. Well, yeah, because I've been always thinking of doing or
Yeah.
making a readathon. And
Yes.
I have one that I'm gonna do. Mine is gonna be in November.
Mhm.
I don't want to give out too much information right
Yeah,
now
yeah.
because it's still in the process
Yes.
of being made. I have like I'll explain more. Um
Mhm.
but I am really nervous because I
Oh.
don't know um if I will be doing any like Twitter things or X or whatever you want to call it or
Yeah.
anything like that. But yeah, I'm really
It's crazy. It's exciting. I think it's exciting, but I can definitely see how it could be nerve-wracking because it's the first time you've done something like this, right? It's
mm,
like, oh man.
yeah, I might be the
New-
only one
oh.
participating. Oh my god, I'm so nervous.
I will participate. You have at
Okay.
least 2.
Oh,
Okay.
It's fine. As long as they're audiobooks, I think I might be able to participate too.
Yeah, there
yeah,
you go.
I
Uh,
think like you get to pick the book. We
yeah,
don't you don't the person who we just do the prompts and you pick the book or books that you
that's the
want.
cool part.
Yeah,
Yeah, since they're prompts, you can you basically find a book that you think will fit, and you're
yeah,
just like, hey, this fits this. I'll read this. So it's your choice,
yeah.
which is what makes it cool.
Yeah, literally that's all it is. That's what
Hmm.
readathons are. The people don't pick the books, they just give you prompts and you pick the books that or book that may fill the prompts or a
Right.
prompt. And you don't have to read 4 or 5 different like books.
No,
If you
no,
just want to
yeah.
read one, just read one.
Hmm.
It, you
If you want, yeah,
you
yeah.
don't have to be um going like, oh well, I like there's like 4 prompts and I have to find 4 books and I have to finish the books and blah blah blah. No, like you know, it's you
Yeah.
still read at your own leisure and stuff like that. And but I'm not sure if I'm gonna do Instagram. I'm not a big Instagram thing. Like if I was to do extra little things, it would probably be on Twitter or
Yeah.
maybe
Oh, no, no,
Twitch.
no. You should do it on Google Plus. We have that.
Oh my God. Google Private
No,
Heard.
that no one
That's
can ever get a hold
wild.
of it. Do Google Plus.
No, I think
That's
I'm gonna probably
exhausting.
do it either on Twitch or um Twitter. I think if I was to do
Yeah.
something a little extra,
And that's fine. Yeah, just do it on the ones you are comfortable doing it on. That's
yeah.
fine.
But I am nervous. I don't know if I'll have a logo for it, but yeah,
Yeah. I've been messing around with it still.
yeah. I Cecil is working on one. I'm not sure if Josh is working on one anymore. Maybe Rumor could draw one.
Sorry, what am
Yeah.
I drawing?
Yeah.
What are you forcing me later
Yeah.
to do?
I won't say
First
it
step in
on
my
like
life.
no, I'm just saying
Yeah.
but yeah, so I am gonna have a readathon later on in the year, more near the
Yeah.
end because it is November. So I'm kind of
That
excited and really nervous
it's
about
Fine.
natural. It's exciting, I think. I think it's cool.
um oh, hi Bernard, sorry.
Yeah, I just
I'm
saw
not
that.
by
Yeah.
my computer. I apologize. I'm sorry. One of the
No,
joys of
no,
a
I
wireless
just noticed it.
headset. So
Yeah. So you're adding
Yeah.
to your one to read. Yeah, it looks cute, isn't it?
Yeah, the vampire one is cute too. It's
Yeah.
so cute.
That cover
It's
is so great.
cute.
The carrot as a steak is so good.
I don't know if Bernard is still here. I feel kind of bad because I kind of ignored him. The thing. Oops. Sorry.
I
Sorry.
yeah,
think it's a
Willow.
recent message. I think it's a recent message.
Oh, okay. Because I don't have the timestamp.
Yeah.
I'm a horrible person.
No, you're not. No, stop.
Horrible, horrible. Ooh, the last campfire? I don't even know.
Yeah, I've
I've
heard of
never
that
heard.
game.
Have you?
Vaguely. I don't know
Oh,
too much about it, but yeah, that does
huh.
sound familiar.
That name does sound familiar. Yeah, I'm just like I don't know if I'm thinking of that Firewatch game though, where you
Oh, Firewatch is I love
that
that
might be what I'm thinking of.
Oh,
Maybe that's what I'm
Bernard
thinking of
is here.
too.
Oh, oh,
You're
what books have
welcome.
you read? And are you on Goodreads too? You should come join the book club.
Yeah.
Make it sound like it's a weird, creepy cult thing.
It is. Duh.
Totally a
It
cult.
is. It is. Mwahaha.
Mwahaha.
Mwahaha. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
And if
only
you have
read
any
books if they're
recommendations,
about druggies.
Oh my god.
oh no.
I'm American. That's the only way we can do anything is if it's got to do with drugs or guns.
Oh my god.
Well, then you might like November's readathon then.
You might,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You might, you might. Mm-hmm.
Harry Potter is just Star Wars with crappy lightsabers.
Oh god.
We'll start this argument.
No, 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 no. No. Mm-mm.
No, no, no.
It was a comedian that brought it to my attention, so it's automatically funny.
It is. I've seen the comedian. He is funny, and it is so true too. I will
Yeah,
not
yeah,
deny
yeah.
it. Like I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
not one of those people like I don't see it when you're talking about.
I didn't see it until he mentioned it, and I'm like, oh god, it's so true. It hurts, but it's so funny.
Ooh, The Color of Magic.